If you want a barbershop, you know that the real art isn't just about the perfect fade. It's about managing the money behind the chair. So what if you could just automate all that financial stress away and get back to what you actually love doing? Okay, let's get into it and see how some smart tech can give you total control over your cash flow.
And this quote right here, this is the daily grind for so many of you, isn't it? It's that constant balancing act, making sure the lights stay on, the supplies are stocked, and your team gets paid on time. It is a huge mental load that sticks with you long after the last client leaves the chair for the day.
I'm willing to bet it does. That feeling of always juggling, always trying to keep all the balls in the air, that's exactly what we're here to talk about. It's a super common struggle, but here's the thing. It doesn't have to be your normal. So let's just call it what it is. The daily cash flow struggle. It's the unpredictable nature of the business, right? That nagging feeling that you're always playing catch-up with your own finances.
You know, what's really interesting here is how all these things are connected. The unpredictable income, because you've got fluctuating customer traffic, well, that makes tracking all your expenses by hand an absolute nightmare. And that leads directly to constant stress, the very real risk of missing a payment, and that terrible surprise when you run out of a key product right before a busy Saturday. It's a total vicious cycle.
And here's the real cost. This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. Every single hour you spend stressing about cash flow is an hour you're not connecting with your clients, or training your team, or just perfecting your own skills. This chaos is costing you way more than just money. This really just lays out the whole transformation we're talking about. On the left, that's the before world. Just guesswork, constant worry, and always scrambling to react to the next fire. But on the right, that's the goal. We're talking automated insights that give you confident control so you can actually plan ahead. It's a completely different and way better way to run your business. So, how do we get there? How do we make that jump? We do it by building a new financial command center. And I know, that name might sound a little intimidating, but trust me, this is all about using simple, smart tech to put you back in the driver's seat.
So what is it really? Think of it like a single screen where you can see everything, the financial pulse of your barbershop, all in real time. We're talking about using a tool like Notion, which is kind of like a set of digital Legos, you know? It lets you build your own custom dashboard that automatically pulls all your financial info together so you always know exactly where you stand. No more guessing.
Okay, so what does this actually look like day to day? Let's break down how this whole system works. It's actually a really simple, automated process that does all the heavy lifting for you.
It all boils down to these 4 steps. First, you just connect your data. So think your Square account, your bank account. Then you use an automation tool, something like Make.com, which acts like a digital bridge. It automatically grabs every sale and every expense and pushes it right into your Notion dashboard. That's step 3, where you see it all laid out. And then, the really cool part, you can use an AI like ChatGPT to look at all that data and give you simple, here's what this means kind of insights.
And that's the magic of it, right there. The system is always on, always updating in the background. It completely gets rid of those late nights spent hunched over a laptop, manually crunching numbers. It just frees up so much of your time and your mental energy. All right, so this is where we get to the payoff. We're talking about moving from a state of constant financial stress to having a clear, confident strategy for your business. Let's dig into what that actually means for you.
I mean, come on, this chart says it all, doesn't it? The level of stress that comes from financial uncertainty is, well, it's off the charts. But as soon as you have an automated system that you can actually trust, that stress just plummets. It's not about making every problem disappear, but it is about getting rid of that constant nagging worry in the back of your head.
So what you really gain here is visibility and control. You start getting alerts before a problem happens, not after it's too late. You can actually predict a tight week coming up and plan for it. And all of this gives you back your most valuable resources. Time to focus on what you actually love doing and the peace of mind you need to think about growing the business. And ultimately, this is the whole point. Technology should work for you, not the other way around. It should handle all the tedious stuff, so you're free to be the creative, the leader, and the business owner you actually set out to be in the first place.
Okay, so you might be thinking, this sounds amazing, but where do I even start? Well, the best part is you can start making some real changes right away. Let's walk through some simple, actionable steps you can take, like today.
All right, let's break it down. First, just block out an hour or 2 to set up that finance dashboard in Notion. And don't worry, there are tons of free templates out there so you're not starting from a blank page. Then, connect your accounts using make.com so the data starts flowing in automatically. Third, and this one's a game changer, set up alerts for critical things like if your balance drops below a certain point. And finally, start playing around with ChatGPT. Ask it something specific like, based on my last 3 months of expenses, what's my biggest money drain? These first 4 steps are your foundation. Now, once you have that foundation, you can start adding some other cool layers. Set up automated bill reminders so nothing ever slips through the cracks again. You could even streamline your supply orders with a tool like fillout.com, which makes simple order forms that connect right to your suppliers. How cool is that? You could set up automated daily sales summaries for your team. And remember, you don't have to do all this at once. Just pick one thing to start with this week.
So look, here's the bottom line. The tools to take your financial management from a source of major stress to a source of real strength, they're right here. They're accessible. The only question left is, are you ready to make that trade?